The David Mark-led members of the ADC today took to the street in a battle for the soul of the party. And tonight we will be hearing from the former SGF Babachir Lawal over the feud with the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. And Lagos Governor Babachir is wooing investors as Vice President Shatima says Lagos is becoming a global gateway to economic prosperity and wealth. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimale for you here in Abuja. I begin the program again, urging you wherever you may be across this country, wherever in the global community, to please just lend your voice in supporting those who are distressed and perhaps in despair over the security situation in this country. As a people, we need to come together and to not let the politicians or ethnic or religious bigot divide us. We need to come together and unite, and that's why I began a campaign on the hashtag Unite Against Terror. And I'm pleading with you to continue to support the gallantry of our soldiers, the DSS, the police, and let's keep asking the hard and the tough questions on government and those who are supposed to be doing their jobs in securing our nation. But as a people, we've got to come together and unite against terror, and we shall finish it off. This terror in our land. Of course, the breaking news on your screen about the derailment on the Warri attack by rail line, and we're seeing the MD of Mr. Kaode Okpefa of the NRC, Nigeria Railway Corporation, speaking about what has become a phenomenon in the destruction of the railway infrastructure. The details on our news bulletin at the top of the hour, and you can also go on our website at channelstv.com. Let's tell you about what happened today in Lagos, where it looks like the Lagos State government is strengthening its position as one of Africa's most attractive investment destination, with top government officials and global business leaders using the Invest Lagos 2026 Summit to showcase opportunities across key sectors of the economy. Speaking at the event in the Victoria Island area of Lagos State, the Vice President was special guest in that event. Kashim Shettima described Lagos as a gateway to global wealth and Africa's economic future, citing its business-friendly environment, strong institutions, and growing appeal to multinational investors. Governor Babachir has reaffirmed the state's commitment to policies that encourage investment, innovation, and job creation, while Finance Minister Taiwo Oyedele says ongoing economic reforms are boosting investors' confidence. The summit attracts policymakers, investors, and development partners from across Africa and beyond. Also featured investment showcased by Governors Forum, several states, highlighting Nigeria's growing drive to attract capital and accelerate economic growth. Take a listen to the Vice President and the Governor of Lagos State.
We have taken difficult decisions. The President had taken the bullet for making painful decisions, because we understand that the economy of our dream cannot be built on illusions, and leadership entails taking hard, harsh decisions. If you want to be a nice man, you can go and sell ice cream. But leadership requires you taking very high decisions. It must be built on productivity, discipline, competitiveness, and the courage to create a climate in which enterprise can breathe. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria's demographic advantage places us at the center of the next chapter of global growth. With our population projected to become the third largest in the world by 2050, we are looking at one of the largest consumer and labor markets on earth. When this is combined with the opportunities of the African continental free trade area, which opens access to a market of over 1.4 billion people and a combined GDP exceeding $3.4 trillion US, Nigeria is strategically positioned to become Africa's foremost production, innovation, logistics, and investment hub.
Days that we've been around, we believe that we have walked, we've been driven by vision, by ambition. We've set out to leave things better than we met them. We've been guided days that we've been around. We believe that we have walked, we've been driven by vision, by ambition. We've set out to leave things better than we met. But no part of the city landscape has been left untouched. In fact, our year's budget is a budget of shared prosperity. We have completed and we've added several high-impact infrastructure in waterways, transportation, in road infrastructure. We have handed over 2 rail projects, the Blue Line, the Red Line. We're ushering with the federal government, the Federal Rail, which is the Green Line. We're truly excited with what Lagos is becoming.
Those are the words of the Vice President Kashim Shettima and the Governor of Lagos, Babachir Sanwo-Olu, at the Invest Lagos 3.0 summit earlier today. We've got so much more to tell you because I need to bring you up to speed so you are aware of what is happening across the country before I bring my guest tonight about the feud of the Adamawa giants in the political turf in Nigeria. But before we get to do that, let me serve you some of your political roundup stories.
Some members of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, who are loyal to the David Mark-led National Working Committee, have occupied the entrance of the Federal High Court in Abuja in a protest, asking the judiciary not to allow itself to be used to stifle opposition parties in Nigeria. The protest is against the backdrop of the ongoing legal battle between the Nafiu Bala Gombe-led National Working Committee of the ADC and that of Mr. David Mark. The demonstrators allege that the matter, which the Supreme Court referred back to the Federal High Court, is a ploy to distract the opposition political party ahead of the 2027 general election. They're also asking Justice Lifu of the Federal High Court to recuse himself from the ADC case. A support group of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is asking the National Security Advisor and the Inspector General of Police to investigate former Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Farushe, over comments he allegedly made regarding the abducted school children and teachers in Oyo State. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the group says the former governor may have sensitive information that could help in ongoing efforts to rescue the abductees. The group also urged every well-meaning Nigerian to lend their support to the ongoing rescue efforts, insisting that the safety of the abductees and indeed the wider community depends on decisive, coordinated action. To Ogun State, where a political group, Yayu Progressives Movement, has announced a donation of 1 billion naira and 27 branded buses to support the 2027 governorship campaign of the All Progressives Congress consensus candidate in the state, Solomon Adiola. Speaking about the gesture, the deputy coordinator of the group, Yakubu Lukman, says this step is to show that Senator Adiola's ambition was a collective project of party members across the APC in the state. He says the movement is designed to accommodate diverse interest groups and mobilize support for all APC candidates across the state. More aspirants on the platform of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, have raised alarm about what they call the dubious conduct of the party's primaries. Addressing newsmen at the party secretariat in Abuja, a senatorial aspirant, Mr. Chidi Okoye, says the concerted efforts were made to ensure the incumbent senator, Victor Ome, emerged as the candidate despite not conducting any primaries. He further warned of a major crisis that could affect the chances of the party in the coming elections if party leaders do not immediately intervene. Former Minister of Power, Professor Bat Naji, has endorsed Governor Peter Mbah and President Bola Tinubu for a second term in office. He made the declaration today while speaking with Government House correspondents after a visit to the governor in Enugu. Professor Naji says Governor Mbah has performed well in office, pointing to improvements in infrastructure, security, and healthcare across the state.
So there is a lot that is being done to ensure that the soul of the African Democratic Congress is intact. There is a lot of battle. There are those who are with different interests here and there. They are pooling. So some members of the African Democratic Congress today, we saw them, they are loyal to the David Mark-led National Working Committee went to the entrance of the Federal High Court in Abuja today to protest, asking the judiciary not to allow itself to be used to stifle opposition parties in Nigeria. The protest is against the backdrop of the ongoing legal battle between the Nafiu Bala Gombe-led National Working Committee of the ADC and that of Mr. Senator David Mark. The demonstrators allege that the matter which the Supreme Court referred back to the Federal High Court is a ploy to distract the opposition political party ahead of the 2027 general election. They are also asking Justice Lifo of the Federal High Court to recuse himself from the ADC case.
We are here today to speak on behalf of our party, ADC, the 8th of June, to tell the world what is happening in Nigeria today. This present government is living life out of other opposition party. And we are here today to speak to the world that opposition party must be allowed to work, to exercise their rights. And the judiciary need to stand by the people of Nigeria.
Well then, tonight we turn our attention to one of the most controversial developments in Nigeria's opposition politics, especially within the ADC. As we gradually approach the 2027 election, the process is already here. A former secretary to the government of the Federation, Mr. Babachir Lawal, has resigned from the African Democratic Congress, alleging irregularities in the party's presidential primary and questioning the suitability of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the party's flag bearer. His remarks sparked a fierce political debate, drawing sharp reactions from Atiku supporters and raising broader questions about opposition unity, internal party democracy, security, ethnicity in politics, and the battle for Nigeria's highest office. Tonight, I have joining me to explain his position and respond to the growing controversy is the former secretary to the government of the Federation, Mr. Babachir Lawal, is live for us here in our studio. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Malo. Thank you.
Why are you so controversial?
I was born that way.
And you think that's okay?
That's why I am.
You like a lot of trouble.
That's what I am.
You like problems.
I like myself.
You're a bundle of problems, a bundle of trouble.
That's God. That's not me. That's God. Why he made me so.
But let's clear the air.
Yes.
There are a lot of statements you made that have been regarded as lies. In your statement, you've made two now. The earlier one, they say, you said quite a lot of things that are not true. You accuse the ADC primary process of being rigged in favor of Atiku Abubakar. What exact evidence would you say you have? Names, figures, document, delegates, or payment trail beyond political suspicion? Don't let us talk about suggestions or let's talk about facts. What fact do you have to the extent that that election was rigged?
Why are you asking me this question when in your preamble you made up your mind that I was lying? Why?
Those are the allegations.
Yeah, you said allegations.
The article, they said that whatever you said in...
No, I'm talking about you, Shehu, not Atiku.
No, I'm asking you.
First of all, you
are accused that those, what you said, a bunch of lies.
You didn't say I was accused. You said I made some lies.
I said, they said you made a lot of lies.
Now you're correcting yourself. Thank you for correcting yourself. You know I won't let it go if you...
I wouldn't say directly that you lied. But these are what they say.
Okay, Shehu, let's go on.
So what evidence do you have?
I have evidence. I was on the field. Don't forget that I was. I monitored the congresses, primaries everywhere. I was the national vice chairman for Northeast, so that position allows me to monitor what was going on. And I have my evidences, of course. Whatever Atiku people tell you, a thief will not tell you that he's a thief. So that's it. They are not lies. They are the ones lying by trying to deny what they did. They know what they did, Shehu. I mean, We're all human beings. They know what.
At what point did you discover that the election it was being rigged?
At the point it was being done. At the point the results were being declared, and at the point new results were being altered.
At which point? So there are different stages during the primaries.
No, there are no different stages. The election primary is a process. Start with the clearance, clearing of the appeal, then you go for the congresses themselves. At the congresses, that is where election is conducted at the ward. From the ward, it's collected at the local government. From the local government, it's collected at the state. Now, in some states, as we speak, electoral officers are here to arrive at the ward for election as we speak.
But they've announced the results.
That is it.
Up to today.
As we speak, some electoral officers in some states are here.
Like which state is that?
Even Adamawa.
They have not taken.
Even Borno.
They've not transmitted the result to the.
They have not gone there to conduct the primaries. Like in southern Borno, they have not gone there to conduct the primaries, but results have been announced. People, if it is something you can bring a crowd of those on the field to testify, I can bring them now.
So I'm asking you because I know that that primary as an election is a process. So there are videos that we saw, and not only in your political party, where we saw 1, 3, 7, 9, 21, like that. Is that how they rigged it, or it was when they were documenting the result?
See, I give those people credit who pretended that there are even people queuing up and counting. I give them some little credit. As first of all, you must know that I was a very significant member of the party. I was the national vice chairman for the Northeast. So people would phone me, sir, up to now, the electoral materials have not arrived in southern Borno. Sir, they are just writing the result on a sheet of paper. Sir, they are just allocating the result. And now let me tell you specific examples. In my local government, when they were waiting for the electoral officials to arrive early on, they never arrived. So I said, who are the people who are supposed to conduct those elections? And from the chairman, I've got the name of the person that was supposed to be there. And phoned them. They were still in song. They phoned and they were in song about 100 kilometers from home where they were supposed to be, and they had the results already. So all these things. Don't tell me if I can line up thousands of people who will come here and tell you that we were waiting till midnight and the electoral officers didn't come. It's not a matter of conjecture or anything. Sure.
When you allege that the process was rigged, are you alleging that Atiku personally compromised the primary, or are you accusing specific party officials? Who exactly are you accusing?
I'm telling you that I have evidence of some people where Atiku's people or himself were phoning them, announce this man in Adamawa State. I have proof. They are there, they are alive. People who were, even as I was coming here, somebody was telling me, his protocol officer in Michika was telling us, how can you give Atiku this type of result? In my local government, where I saw that he got 1,000 something votes, and some other people, one man got 22,000 votes. The result that was being announced, somebody told me, sir, this man is not writing the result that we brought from the field. I phoned him, my friend, why are you changing the result? He says, sir, how can you disgrace Atiku in his own state? This is our leader. All those things. So why don't disgrace yourself by asking me for proof of something that is in abundance?
So, in essence, you are inferring that Atiku had agents which he used to manipulate the process.
No, let me tell you. When we're forming the ADC, there are groups form the coalition, isn't it? One of the most significant groups in that coalition was the PDP. And they came in, bought their leadership. What the PDP arm did to us was to trick us into thinking that their leadership that joined us were part of us, and they were interested in conducting a free and fair election. Like my chairman would say, why are we here if we are going to do the same thing that the people we left behind were doing? Let's do the right thing. We had examples about this. When we went for the first primaries we had was in Ekiti State. And the results were one kind. And the chairman was not happy about it because he suspected that those results were not genuine, to the extent that it took a lot of persuasion for him to accept that the results should be upheld. And part of the things he was telling us, why are we here if we are going to do the same thing where we left? So we thought that we are going on with the honest people, good people, will give a level playing field for everybody. And but you see, the thing with Atiku is this. He's been in this thing for ages. He's about it for ages. And along the line, he has some dregs that left behind as he was moving. And he had all these people with PDP tendencies lying low in the ground, in the states, in the local governments and everywhere. And they were just there. Eventually, all he needed to do was
activate them.
And then they caught everybody unawares.
Did you ever think that Atiku was going to lose this primary, considering those he was in the race against Ayatollah?
Do you have time?
Amechi?
I'll tell you. Do you have time? I'll tell you. We believed, definitely we believed, our own as leaders of the party was to create a level playing field for everybody. Now, as we're beginning to move on, the consensus within the party was we might be able to get a consensus. We had studies, all manner of studies that indicated the strength and weaknesses of the people that were intending to be presidential candidates on our platform. We had that. And majority of those studies will tell you, for example, that yes, Atiku has name recognition, but it does not translate into votes. That 1, 2, 3 that I've seen, that I have them on my phone. When you have time, you get to see it. Independent studies and so on. But all we needed was to create a level playing field, not about who will win. Now, I tell you, somebody like Rotimi Amechi was very confident, extremely confident, that if we are going to go to primary elections, he would win. Everybody around him was extremely confident that Amechi would win. And as for me, somebody like me that has been in this process for years too, I was watching the indices to see where his confidence was coming from. And you could see among all the 3 candidates, he was the one that was moving around, that was working hard to see that he got the ticket. And every now and then, to validate what he was saying, we would ask our people on the ground, this Amechi, do you know him? Yes, Amechi was here yesterday. He spoke to this man, he spoke to that one, spoke to them. He was there. So he was confident he was going to win it. Then we have Atiku Abubakar, who was, that time we used to wonder, what is he going to do to win the primaries, because he was practically not doing much. He wasn't talking, he wasn't campaigning, he wasn't going anywhere. So we're wondering, how was he going to do it? And we're watching out how it was going to be done. And Hayati didn't come in very late, he just came in towards the tail end of the process. Suddenly he was there in our party, he was attending meetings, he was that. So that's how we rated them. But of course, it's not for us to judge. Every one of them had confidence that he was going to win. And as party leaders were satisfied that. But you see, the chairman had one phobia about primaries. He was a very experienced man too, longer in the politics than us. He would say, you cannot guarantee primaries because he will be here in Abuja and he cannot guarantee what is happening in Gembu or what is happening in Lela, in Sokoto, because he cannot guarantee. Because first of all, there was this realization that ADC didn't have the capacity to organize direct primaries. It was a mini national election. Difference between the logistics for that election and the logistics for INEC is that INEC goes to the polling units, whereas that of political parties stops at the ward. But even then, I think 8,804 wards We are highly unlikely to get the finances to do it. We are highly unlikely to have the manpower to go supervise. We are not in a position to get the police, the military, the DSS to supervise to make sure the system is safe, the system is secure. We realize this. So the best option would have been a consensus in which the candidates will sit down together and come to an agreement as to, okay, this is the man to do. And we're praying for that. Some of us, activists sort of within the party, were working on it, trying to see that this consensus was obtained. The national chairman, of course, made it his priority to get a consensus. And when about 4 or 5 days, less than a week to the primaries, to the end of the process, the timeline, it was clear they were not going to agree to a consensus because they will agree, we agree with consensus provided it's me, which means there's no consensus. So eventually, now reluctant say, well, that means we have to go to primaries that were ill-prepared.
But in all of this, there are those who will say there is just a handful of people who understand how to win primaries more than Atiku Abubakar. There are those who say from the beginning, no matter who enters into the race, Atiku was going to defeat them.
Atiku has never done primaries. Atiku does convention. Atiku has never done primaries.
But those are, it's called a primary too.
No.
You go to the
primary with the delegates.
Because it was an indirect primary. So.
Yes, indirect. Primaries with delegate system. He has never gone to direct primaries, so to say.
So you think he's not popular enough to be able to win in a direct primary? That's your thought?
Let him, the thing is, look, if he's popular, allow this process to work.
But the accusation is that you worked for Ayatollah.
Yes.
How much did you collect from Ayatollah?
Collect like how?
To help Ayatollah for
Now, let me give a story. I was just there, helping, as I said, working on the system, trying to see that we get a good candidate that will win us the election. Wondering, and we talk to people, we talk to the candidates, we go talk to people who can get them together and talk to them. I was at the heart of it, along with 1 or 2 other people. And then one morning, I went to the chairman, and I came back from Kaduna, and I went and I said, what are we going to do now? Which is the direction? Because we are running out of time. Is it consensus now, or
we go to the field?
Or go to the field? And he says, I don't know. So I analyzed the candidates for him. And he sort of, agreed. Well, he didn't disagree with my analysis, and that he was going to work more to get a consensus. So I came back, that was on a Sunday. And we agreed with the chairman and said, well, let's go and pray about it, think about it. Maybe tomorrow God will reveal something to us, the direction to go. Did you come and tell me if God reveals something? I said, let's go and pray and fast. I'll come on Wednesday. And he says, no, Wednesday is too far. Think about it. I said, okay, sir, let's go and think about it. Let's pray about it. And I'll consult also other critical stakeholders. I went home. I slept. I didn't sleep. I woke up in the morning. I didn't have anything to go and tell him because my position hadn't changed from Sunday night. Tuesday, I avoided him. Again, because I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Wednesday morning, now I was getting desperate. I woke up confused, worried that all these things we have done for me is for Atiku to become the presidential candidate, to be a disaster for me and the people that look up to me for guidance on this. That's why I just woke up and went downstairs to my office. And then one of my friends phoned me. He said, sir, can I come? I said, yeah, you can come. And he came and met me in that despondent mood. And he said, sir, I didn't sleep. So why? He said, if I cried this morning, so all these things we have been doing is going to go to nothing?
What does it mean by nothing? I mean, Atiku was going to win.
If he was going to be the candidate, it's nothing. Because we have, as I told you, some of us have access to some studies that showed he could not possibly win the election for ADC. So I said, and then there was this other accusation that Nigerians were pouring at us, and this party was formed by Atiku. It is his party to make him president. And then we continue to tell Nigerians, it's not true. well, this party is open to everybody. And then suddenly he now becomes the candidate. That means we had been lying all along. And he was encouraging this line of thinking in the society, he himself. Because I know one or two people who told me that he told them that this is his party. Now, so the man asked me, he said, sir, I have an idea. I said, what is it? He said, this Atiku, he's a corporate guru. He's very well known in the corporate world, and he's come into this party with that baggage, and he has international recognition. He's a world-renowned economist. If by any chance we're able to present Atiku as a candidate of this party, first Nigerians will be surprised. They will say, where did we get this man from? And then, but as we begin to expose who he is, they begin to understand our seriousness about the Nigeria that we are going to bequeath to him. We need a leader that has full command of the economy, both local and international, and there's none like him. We need a Nigerian who has been a victim, direct victim of this insurgency or whatever. He's a small tribe, he's a Shua Arab from Borno State, and if you know the geography of Borno, majority of the victims of the insurgency are at the northern tail of Borno, which borders Chad and Niger, and that's Shua Arab territory, and they bear the brunt of all this. So we felt that a man like that will not need to be told the dangers of the insecurity we are in. He's a Lagosian. I mean, since he grew up, left university, started practicing his businesses, he was in Lagos, so he's cosmopolitan. So he said, if we can project this man, Nigerians will take us seriously.
So that's how you started working for
Atiku? So I said, that's a good idea. Then my hope, I said, this is a very good hope. So my hope, I said, now we have it. But how do we now do it? Because he just came to the party literally yesterday. And he said, let's go and pray about it again. Pray. Then tomorrow we meet. Tomorrow.
So you took money from Atiku. How much was
money to do what now?
To help him, logistics and mobilization.
Did I tell you that man brought money? I didn't tell you that.
I'm asking you because the allegations from your party members, you took money and you did not let the money go around.
Which money?
That you only took
hey,
all
my
the money
friend,
for
look
yourself.
at it. If I want money to go into politics, I'll phone Bola Tinubu here, and I'm sure before I get home, they'll give me the money.
Rather than take money from Atiku.
If it is money I want in
Did
this
you take money from Atiku?
No.
Not a dime.
Atiku has no money to give now.
But,
I don't know whether he has.
But what about the logistics money and the money that was meant for the organization and mobilization?
I don't know who it
They're accusing you that you did not share the money out.
I don't know who did that now. Maybe they were there now. If I had to give money, Sean, please tell me the person who was there who had to give me the money. Maybe he's here to deliver it. I'll go and collect it. If you know anybody.
So is that the reason why Atiku lost? Because he couldn't spend money?
My problem, you don't listen much. It's not about money. It's a man who was offering himself and services, who was offering his competence, who was offering his experience.
So he's more competent than Atiku?
Oh, my God. They are not they cannot possibly be in the same boat. They cannot even be on the same sea, tomorrow boat. Did you know what I told you? For years, he was chairman of the Nigeria Economic Something Forum. When we were young, I'll tell you another thing. Atiku was in the university almost around the same time with me. Now, Atiku, I think maybe he had some godfathers, maybe he's Ajebota. There are some people that have early start in life. And while we were busy struggling to become senior engineers or principal engineers in industry, Atiku was already group managing director of New Nigerian Development Company, NNDC, that inherited the assets of the northern Nigeria.
As a young person?
As a young person, almost 34. He was already a group managing director. About 20-something or 30-something companies that NND, the northern Nigeria, owned. And do you know what? The governor, the board members, so to say, were the SSGs of the states, and the owners were the governors, the 19 governors. They were the ones that regular. And since that, at that age, he was already when we were struggling to be level 12, level 13. He had a good head start. Now, from there, he again later
Of course,
you had it, but you were not born. It was Federal Savings Bank.
Yeah.
You know, so he became. It was a comatose institution by then. Suddenly, it became a big institution. I knew this because one of my friends, who was one of his classmates, was also the accountant, the financial controller of FSB at that time. So I used to visit him in office in Lagos. So I knew Hayatuddin was there. I knew what he did with the bank and so on and so forth. And then eventually went into industry, headed many banks, participated in so many other things, and remained as a Lagos boy. One day somebody told me, Didi, let me tell you, if we take this man, I can assure you, even money for the campaign will not be a problem because I know he made about 100 or so billionaires in Lagos. They'll come and do it for him.
Give me a moment, sir. We need to take a break. But when we return, why did Babachir Lawal walk away from the ADC after his presidential promise? Was the process truly compromised, as he claims? Or is this simply a fallout from a bruising political contest? We'll also examine his explosive remarks on Atiku Abubakar, the controversy surrounding his Kachala comments, the debate over ethnicity and leadership in Nigerian politics. We'll be right back, everyone. Thanks so much, everyone, for staying with us. So if you just joining, we've been discussing the growing controversy within the opposition ADC ahead of the 2027 election, the resignation of former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Babachir Lawal. And that has sparked a lot of debate and intense controversies within the party and generally in the political arena. Mr. Babachir Lawal is our guest tonight. Thanks so much indeed for your time. But there are those who will say, why are you crying more than the bereaved? Amechi has moved on. Hayatuddin has moved on. You were not in the race.
Shehu, give me a break. See, I've been in Nigeria 71 years. I know what Nigeria used to be. I know what Nigeria now is. And I know what Nigeria ought to be. So I'm a bereaved. I'm a bereaved from where I come from. Northern Adamawa home local government. At one time, for almost 2 months, I could not access my village because Boko Haram had overrun it. I know the consequence. Just last month, the next local government to me, they came in, invaded the village, killed 29 innocent villagers, burnt their houses, thatched roof, burnt their foodstuff, shot their animals, and left. Burnt their church and left. They took nothing. They just went there to kill. I'm the bereaved. If I'm not bereaved, who will be bereaved? I'm bereaved. I want to bequeath Nigeria to my people that good, that is working for them. I joined politics because of that.
And you don't think Atiku can do that?
I think that Atiku will be, I don't know whether I've ever slid down a cliff. You know, you are a city man. You slide down a cliff, you tumble by the time you get to the bottom. You somersault. You bring us to that level.
Nigeria will be worse under Atiku.
Extremely
You don't
worse.
think Atiku has the capacity?
He has nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, I mean, you are accusing Atiku Abubakar that he doesn't have the capacity, he's not competent, he doesn't have the character. But given your own removal as SGF in 2017 over the grass-cutting controversy,
Yes.
do you accept that your own public record is also open to scrutiny?
Go back and read my second. I don't know. You are. Last time, every time I come here, you mention this, isn't it? Even before it happened, you were mentioning.
They call you a grass cutter.
Yes, and I mentioned
that you stole money, and that's why you were sacked.
No, I never stole money.
No, that's the allegation.
No, that's not the allegation.
That there is scandal around grass cutting.
That's not the allegation.
What are the allegations?
Do you have
Can
time?
you defend yourself?
I wrote it out. If you read my Kachala 2 series, the explanation is very complete there.
So you think you have character?
100%. That's what I have. That's what people respect
and
me for.
And you're very good.
Character, integrity.
Three you out of office.
Character, integrity, intelligence. Nobody has ever said I don't have.
Have you sold out Babachir Lawal?
To whom?
To the government in power.
As what?
You were seen at, there is a video of you at Yenson.
2002.
That's the video.
No, the video was 2002 when Dogara and I went to Wike to solicit for his support for the anti-Muslim ticket that we were then fighting. That's what took us there.
But let me show you what the Atiku Abubakar team...
They are liars now. They can say anything they like.
So let me show you. And they've responded to you. And they're saying that you're, some of the claims you make, they're not true. And let me see if I can read one or two of them. They've said that, for example, instead of addressing the issue of his ignominious role in presiding over a scam in which he allegedly extorted money to deliver the presidential ticket, but failed because those charged with the responsibility of conducting the election stopped him in the tracks, Babachir Lawal has resorted to personal attacks against Atiku Abubakar.
Yes. What do you expect people that are dishonest, deceptive, without character or without... Oh, they say things like that. They concoct things like that. They are shameless. They can concoct it and say it. To them, that is politics. Diversionary.
The allegation was that you took money, you extorted money
Don't give me
to conduct that, to help Ayatollah.
To do what? From who? Who gave me the money? Atiku? Is it Atiku that gave me the money?
They say Ayatollah.
Who did Ayatollah tell you?
That's allegation. They are members of your party.
Now you are saying without proof, without evidence, and you are here validating lies.
I'm asking you.
No, you are not asking.
Because those are the allegations from your side.
You are validating lies.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
And how do you
and I've told you,
for example,
it's a lie.
Mr. Lawal, you also have said that Atiku has not for once spoken up against the terrorism in the northeastern Nigeria.
Yes.
They say it's a lie.
Tell me what.
Look at it. They said, quote, despite the fact that Atiku Abubakar is Fulani from Adamawa in the northeast region, the ADC presidential candidate in the 2027 election has frequently spoken out and forcefully in condemnation of terrorist and banditry attacks and the escalating wave of kidnappings across Nigeria. And they gave nothing less than 15 different instances Atiku Abubakar has condemned terrorism, killings, and banditry in Nigeria.
Quote one for me.
And there's a few of them, and I can read them.
Read one, just one.
Now I'll read one for you. But I mean, why would you say he has not when he actually did? And there are lots of evidence
just
on that.
One now.
I'll read one to you.
You join them and become their propagandists, and I'll show if it pays more than this.
It's not a matter of propaganda. I've seen statements which we have used in the news also, stating the fact that Atiku has spoken about insecurity.
You are looking for it now, you can't even find it. Let me give you an example. I can give you an example off the cuff. I don't have laptop to do it. You can't find it, Sean. Now, let me tell you.
Go ahead.
When Deborah Samuel was brutally murdered in Sokoto, Atiku issued a press release condemning the action. The following day, he withdrew it and apologized and said it was his pressman that issued it without his approval.
Let me give you instances where Atiku has spoken. Atiku condemned the rising terror attacks, called for urgent action. This was early this year. Atiku condemned rising insecurity in Nigeria, urges urgent attention. Atiku condemns the rising attack, urged federal government's urgent action on insecurity in the northeast. Atiku condemned terror attacks on Borno.
Just stop there.
And there are long lists that have been published in the media.
Just stop there. I said Atiku condemns, in general terms, the rising terrorism in Nigeria. Atiku has not condemned that Turji stopped about 27 Hausa people in a bus and brought them to life. Atiku did not condemn that.
What are you saying exactly?
I'm saying
what are you alleging?
You can politicize issues and make general statements that I condemn terrorism because you want to put the government on the spot. But you don't condemn the real action and the actors.
What would you have loved Atiku to say?
I would have expected Atiku, for example, to say we condemn what Turji is doing. Or we condemn where the headsmen call them headsmen.
Why do you think he could be hiding from condemning Truji or any of the bandits?
After this, I'll take it to Atiku so he gives the appointment.
I don't need that.
You need it. When you say it, you sound more...
I'm just asking you a question. And when the Atiku people came, I asked them...
That's not condemnation.
What are you inferring?
Are
you saying that Atiku is supporting terrorism or supporting bandits or what?
What I'm saying, my brother, is that coming to there trying to put the government on the spot and politicizing terrorism, government is not doing enough, government is not doing it. It's not the same thing as when 200 people were kidnapped and taken into the bush and then they killed some of them. It's not enough. It's not enough that he's not... I've never heard him, for example, condemn, except me, when imams go on the television and threaten that if you say anything against Prophet Muhammad, we'll go after you and kill you. I've not heard him condemn that. I've not heard him condemn like the ones that happened in Ibadan recently. He just kept quiet about it until the thing that then he will say, government is not doing much about terrorism. This is not the politics.
What exactly are you saying here?
What I'm saying is that he has no sympathy for the action and for the victims. What he has is sympathy for the politics of it.
Your Kachala remarks. By the way, what's Kachala?
Kachala is the etymology of the word Kachala. It comes a Kanuri word for leaders, commanders, leaders, and just go and check it, right? Before you come here, I should have checked.
Of course, I do know what I just wanted to explain. Because that remark has been criticized as something that has created a lot of ethnically charged. And if you look back, Mr. Lawal, do you accept that language looks like an ethnic profiling of an entire ethnic group in this country?
Am I the first person to call it Fulani bandits? Am I the first person?
But is it a right thing to say?
But have you heard it from me? Now, when you say things like this, when they came after me that I was ethnic profiling Fulanis, I said, well, if by attacking Atiku, by telling Nigerians that Atiku will be a disastrous president, amounts to attacking Fulani, so be it. I have no apology. It's their own, it's their connotation, it's their interpretation.
Why do your people see you as a betrayer? You're an Adamawa man. Atiku is an Adamawa man. And you are calling. Why are you demarketing Atiku Abubakar? Because that's what your people
How am I betraying?
You are bringing your own man down. Adamawa people are saying you have betrayed them. You are bringing your own.
So Nigeria is now all about tribalism. It's all about tribe. It doesn't matter what I suffer at the hands of somebody from Adamawa. It doesn't matter when I'm scared that a charlatan from Adamawa will end up with the powers of this country.
How would you refer to Atiku as a charlatan?
My friend.
A former vice president.
It's by what? He didn't win the election. He was appointed just like I was appointed AGF. The man who won the primaries, took him as a vice president. The man won his election.
He won the governorship election before he was taken as a vice president.
He won the governorship election when they rigged out by Balatakaya. You are not Adamawa man. Don't go into history. You don't know. That's the problem, you see.
But that's a fact.
You see from here, from
that's a fact. That's a fact. That
from where? Why are you being more factual?
Was he announced as a winner or not in Adamawa at that election?
But I know what happened there. The guy has been at it all his life.
An election rigger.
What is the problem?
That's what you think he is.
He did that Balatakaya for that election. That's been all. We are Adamawa indigenous. We know ourselves.
But those who say Atiku was a very good vice president. Do you disagree?
When Obasanjo gave him the authority to practically run the government, how did it end up? They ended up as friends, Abi.
Isn't this some kind of hypocrisy, as some of your people have described it? You served under President Muhammadu Buhari, a Fulani man, as SGF.
Yes.
How do you reconcile now that you don't think that a Fulani man is fit enough?
This Fulani man, not a Fulani man. This Fulani man.
This particular one. What did Atiku do to you? Is this personal?
How can it be? I told you that all my life, I want Nigeria to be good. I can see, I can prophesy. I can see the danger we are going into with our eyes closed by making this man a president. I can see it. And it's incumbent on me to point it out, whether you like it or not, whether you call it ethnic profiling, whether you call it lying. It's my duty. I think I was born for a time like this. And I have no apologies to make. I will point out to Nigerians the dangers that an Atiku Abubakar presidency would pose to this country. It's one vote I have. I'll use that vote.
You've been wrong before. You said Bola Tinubu will not win. He won.
Did he win? He rigged it. He wrote it. Why are you sitting here and say Bola Tinubu won election?
But he was declared the winner. INEC said he won.
Declaring somebody
won. In the first place said he won.
Supreme Court said he won. I'm talking English grammar.
I'm talking facts.
No. Let's talk English grammar. You won means you won. You are declared is a different thing. That you won and that you are declared winner is not.
You said ADC should not field.
If they want to win election, is there?
And you think that you said that it will be defeated. But what are the facts?
They have the facts with them now.
That Atiku will.
They have studies.
You think Tinubu will defeat Atiku?
They have studies, surveys that gave them the results.
If you are not working with Atiku, are you able to work with Peter Obi?
Can't I stay in my house and watch?
I'm just asking you.
No, but you are making it look like we must always.
I'm asking for your options.
My options are there. First of all, I'm back to the farm now. I'm so happy that this year, because I'm there watching the planting, I've been able to plant 400 hectares of land with granite because I was there. Because I'm there, I've been able to see my cows now deliver. Because I'm there, I've been able to see quite a lot of things happening. I can decide, as I told you before, I can decide to devote myself to church.
If Atiku wins this election, what would you do?
What will I do? I'll wait him out, and then I'll watch you, miserable, regretting, wishing it had not been so.
On this 20 election, my last question to you will be on the 2027 election. What will be your final word? You said Atiku is not the right man. You say Tinubu is not the right man. Who could now be who is the saint for Nigerians to turn to?
Who? Do you know what Morton's fork is? In one of my speeches I wrote, I see myself like we're at a Morton's fork. In a Morton's fork, you are between the devil and the devil. You turn right, you say a devil. You turn left, you say a devil. And you must go somewhere. You cannot go forward. What you therefore do is look for a lesser devil. Because even in the satanic world, devils have categories. So I look at this thing. I said it. I said, no, if it must be therefore a choice between Atiku and Bola Tinubu, I believe that Bola Tinubu's presidency would have been as bad as it is now. On a comparative level, Bola would be an excellent president compared to what this man would plunge us into. I said that. It's written.
Babachir, Lawal, former secretary to the government of the Federation, perhaps one of the most controversial voices in today's politics. But thank you so much indeed for coming.
You have to change your mind of it because I'm only doing you good. I'm only saving you from danger, from disaster.
What disaster is that?
From the hurricane that is coming on you.
Which one is that?
Atiku hurricane. It will swallow you. It will envelope you.
Babachir Lawal.
Yes.
Kachala Lawal.
Yes. See, I'll show you a picture. Somebody draw an eye making me a lieutenant general. I'll show you the picture.
Well, thank you so much indeed. That's how far we can go on the program tonight. Many thanks everyone for watching. I'm Sean Wakimale. God bless Nigeria.